Hello, my little peaches. Welcome back to another video. I hope you guys are feeling good. We are back in real life Clare and Ali sim house today. I've not been on the save file in a really long time, but if you guys aren't familiar with this build, this is kind of the sim version of the house I'm actually in right now. It's like our real life house, but in Sims. We've been kind of using it to help us plan stuff in our house a little bit. So it's not a perfect replica because that's kind of hard to do in Sims. And some of the scaling is off. Like our house is not this wide, but it was just difficult to do. Like you can't do half squares in Sims. So it's as close as I can get it. And we kind of have been using it to help guide what we want to do with our house a little bit. So the last time I think you guys will have seen this, I updated the living room to match our real life living room, and it's actually pretty similar to how our living room looks. If you follow me on Instagram and Twitter, I sometimes will post stuff and you'll be able to see our house a little bit, and yeah, it kind of looks similar to this. I also used it at one point to plan a LAN room. This did not happen, so if I want to keep this accurate, I need to update this room and this room because they are now drastically different. I actually also used it to kind of visualize how our bedroom would look because I didn't love the idea of this big old wall being in the middle here, but our bedroom is a really funny shape and it's actually the only way we could get it to work. So yeah, that is how our real life room kind of looks, and it was really useful. The last video I think I posted with this is I used Sims to help plan a real life house extension that we did, which was we extended above the garage to give ourselves 2 rooms here to convert to our work studios, which has actually happened. You guys will notice my background is different. I am currently in this room here, and I planned this room on a stream. However, you can probably tell things didn't quite go according to plan because whilst I did buy things in the background here based on Sims, so we can see we've got the blue chair behind me here. There is also a pink bag there from the Feeling Peachy range. There is like the tables and the plants and stuff did make it into the background. There is also a bunch of other stuff there, including the greenhouse I decided to buy. I bought a rack to put all of the Feeling Peachy stuff on so that it would be in the background of my videos all the time because I'm super proud of everything we've done with that. But the biggest change of all, I think, is the fact that the desk actually is on this wall. So the whole room I ended up doing the other way around. I think I didn't want to walk in to a setup or have like the door in the background for you guys. I thought it would be nice to just have a flat wall that I could decorate with flowers and lights and stuff for you guys. So yeah, things are definitely a little bit different here. When I sit here and I look to my side, I do look out of these windows into the garden, which I actually really, really love. And it's one of the reasons that I'm really glad that Ali wanted to take the other room because I love gardens and greenery, as you guys can probably tell. So it was really nice to be able to look into that. So I'm really, really happy in the new studio. There are still a bunch of changes I need to make to this house in order to update it to current house. For example, Ali's setup is still here, and some of these rooms we have done a little bit of TLC to, a little bit of love. This area here is a little bit different now too, and oh my gosh, the stairs aren't glass anymore. We no longer have glass stairs inside our house. We actually replaced it with wooden banisters. Our house was very modern and we are actually prefer traditional vibes. So because the house on the outside isn't modern, the house on the outside is kind of traditional, so we sort of updated the inside to match the outside. So yeah, that was sort of one of the big changes that we made. So this house, honestly, it does need a bunch of changes in order to look like our actual house. But that's not why we're here today. The reason I'm here today is because in the UK, it's winter, it's cold right now. It actually snowed this week, but we are heading into spring. And I always wanted to, once we finish the house side of things, I really wanted to move on to the garden because our garden is a lot of lawn. Our garden has really steep bankings all the way around the outside here. So there's not much you can do with a lot of it because it's like really steep. I don't like lawn because plants and animals don't really like the lawn either. I don't know. I think it's a shame just to have grass when you could be having things that help like your eco-diversity in your garden and stuff like that. And it was just always my vision to kind of have a really planty, flowery, bumblebee heaven garden. So that's something I'd kind of want to focus on in the new year. And I thought, why not plan it on my sim house? So that is what we're going to be doing today. The back, I kind of feel like because of the banking and stuff, would probably just keep as is. But this front bit here gets more light because the sun is like here on our house. So we lose our sun quite quickly and we have high trees here. So the back garden loses the sun, but the front garden doesn't. I thought it would be quite nice to do something with it. And in our real house, our like mail is here. So if we ever want to get anything, we walk like to our gate, and I just walk straight across the grass. I don't walk around. I just go straight across the grass in my little sliders and get my feet all wet. So I thought having a little garden path running down here would be really cute, but I want to keep it like supernatural looking. Not supernatural like it's a vampire, but you know, you get what I mean. So I'm thinking like, you know, just some like little cobbledy vibes, but still with like the dirt sort of vibes or the grass, like this sort of situation, but less ugly. Can you do that for me, Sims? Maybe like this, like a little, just like a little garden path. And I thought I'd make it all twisty and cool, and then we could do some cool plants around it. So I'm trying to like make it look twisty without just looking like a big S. You know, like those S's you draw in school where everywhere in the world does this. You do those 3 lines, and then you do those 3 lines, and then you like do this and this and that and that. I don't want my garden to be the S meme from school, so I have to make it look like accidentally serpentine, you know? And I also thought it would be nice to have like a little area that's like, I don't know, maybe you'd have like a little log sort of situation that you'd sit around. I don't know when you'd ever do this, but just like have it a little bit more vibey. And I just really want loads of trees and cute things here. The other thing as well, it's good for privacy. Like if you've got loads of plants here, it kind of like, it stops your house just being like a stark house. And I don't know, I like softening the looks of houses. As I look outside my window right now, Ali is walking around in a pair of flip-flops hitting a ball around the garden. This is why I like the windows, see? So I kind of wanted like a little archway here, but not a wedding arch. But it Sims that I kind of have to work with what I've got, but maybe a little smaller. I don't want it to take up like the whole of the space, but it would be a good then to then build out from that. And I also really wanted like an area with fruit trees. I don't know if these will just immediately must be placed on specific object. Will these just go to apple? Oh no. Okay, boom, I can do this. Okay, so I've got an apple tree. A cherry tree would be kind of cute. I actually have a lime tree growing in like that I've been growing for ages. Obviously it's got nowhere, so I'm gonna put in a lemon tree that can act as my lime tree. And just like basically I'd love to have a little area here that gets the most sun to grow some fruit trees. Now I know there's really big downsides to growing fruit trees because all the fruit fall on the floor and rot if you're not careful, and wild animals will eat them all, but I don't mind. I've just always really wanted one, and I feel like it would make my grandma very proud because she used to always have like, you know, the fruit trees where it would be like 2 spliced together. She loved a good spliced fruit tree, so I feel like it would make her proud. So let's have some fruit trees. And obviously wherever you plant a tree, you lose your grass underneath. And I'm a sucker for a bit of, you know, tree killing grass based realism. So we'll put a little bit of that around. Also, look at me like, oh look, I'm out here picking apples. This is the reality that I want for myself, clearly. I don't think I'm gonna become an apple picking wild orchard girl anytime soon, but oh, I would love to be. Okay, so I'm going into live mode, and then I'm just using cheats to set the gardening state to blossom for everything, and it makes your plant come up like this. Just for aesthetics, we'll switch up the trees. There we go. And then is there a reality where Claire, who has a fear of wasps, has a bee box? Probably not, but I'm gonna put one there anyway, just to like kid us all into the idea that I would be able to raise bees. I mean, I would love to, genuinely, I would absolutely love for this to be a reality that I could do, but I am really scared of wasps, like really scared of wasps. I'm that annoying person that starts screeching whenever a wasp is near because I'm just really frightened of them. So I don't feel like this could be something that I would do, but we'll put it there all the same. Also, these are meant to represent my laurels. And our laurels have really grown, so I'm gonna boost these a bit. It's 2 years since we first like planted them, and they are tall boys now. So we've got our little apple picking orchard and our bee box. I'd quite like to grow a few veggies, but veggie growing when it's not in like the height of its season can look kind of ugly. So I'm actually wondering if, see, it needs the light, but I also want to hide it because I want my house to look like a house and not a farm. Maybe I should put the veggies on this side and the orchard on this side because it's nice to look at. Yeah, let's do that. Clearly I'm taking this way too seriously, but I don't care. There's also this like romantic part of me that clearly read too many books as a child that would just love to sit amongst the trees. So I like the idea of like a little orchard bench moment. So you can just sit and like watch the world go by. I don't know. I'm now realizing I would never get around to do all of this stuff, and it's kind of making me sad. Okay, so I've placed my crops in this fictional reality where I'm a farmer. Because that's kind of where we're going. I'm gonna put my little welly bobs there, just, you know, all ready to work. Is there like a pitchfork? Like a pitchfork stuck in the ground? Or like any tools, like gardening tools I can just put here for aesthetic vibes? There's a garden vacuum, which I don't even know, but we're gonna put it there anyway. I know there's tools you can put up against the wall, but I was really hoping there's one I could just like like, you know, yank it to the ground. But I guess I'll just have my little box of supplies instead. And okay, it's still very bare, but I'm just trying to get like the key elements. And then from there, I'll like put all the filler bits in. And I was chit-chatting on my stream recently about chickens. Like, I would love to have chickens. I would absolutely love to get chickens in the garden, and I would just like feel like I treat them like little pets, and it would be so cute. However, we have 3 foxes living in our garden. I know this because I've seen them. They hang out together. I don't know what deal or alliance they have, but there's definitely 3 foxes in the garden, which makes me very nervous and makes me feel like I could never get chickens, because I already worry enough about just like even the dogs being out there, even though the dogs actually just kind of want to kill them. Yeah, I don't feel like it would be fair to get chickens when there's like a really high chance that they would just get eaten by foxes. So the chickens are a no, unfortunately. But I thought I'd use this little spot like in between here and here to just like have a few more like planters and whatnot about, because I like planters. Have a few more things to grow. And then I kind of put this little fire. Now, I don't know if we would ever do this because we've got like a little sitting area there. But yeah, I'm gonna do it. Have some like little chairs around it. Where we live is like very countryside. Like we don't like live near like a city or anything, which is why you get like a little bit more space. Like we knew we wanted a place with like a garden for the dogs. So there is definitely a little bit more space where we are because we're not like paying city prices, you know? And so you might as well make the most of your garden, right? Okay, so we've got orchardy area, vegetable-y area, sit and vibey area. What else do I want? Do I want a pond? What if the dogs fell in the pond or the cats? If I had a pond, the cats would just eat all the fishes. So I can't have a pond. And if I was going to put like swings and slides, like for, I don't know, any future cheddar, I think I would put them around the back instead. I mean, a pond would be very vibes, wouldn't it? We're just spitballing here. I'm going to put a pond in for now. This is actually slightly slopey in real life though, so I don't think you could do it. I feel like there should be way more plants. So I'm gonna do what I do best. Something I do an awful lot. I'm just gonna get real planty with it. And the whole point is not to have this like perfectly like manicured lawn. It's supposed to be like wild and good for like little animals and whatnot. So that's kind of what I'm gonna do. Make it like a little bit more overgrown, but with like little access paths to get to places. And I like the idea that when you first come in, there's like all of these like flowers around you. Oh my gosh, we don't have that view. I wish we had that view. Our view is actually just onto a gate. Yeah, I think both of us, we like having a project. Once we finish like the rest of the house, it's gonna feel weird not working on something. So I kind of feel like the garden is the next thing. I think if like you're always working towards something, even if it's just like something that takes a lot of time, but you're kind of like mentally there's something going on that you're working on together as a couple. I don't know. I just like that. And that's kind of how we've always been as well. So like for the longest time, it was like, right, we want a dog. Let's research a million dogs. And then we were like, right, we want to move to the foresty lands. So we spent ages trying to find this house, put some mud underneath these because I just think it looks weird like when you can see like green underneath plants, because plants block out the sun, so you get this kind of effect. I talked about this a little bit on Twitter, but I sort of feel like my priorities are shifting a little bit this year. So I don't know, I kind of feel like I'm nesting almost. So I quite like doing stuff like I want to design a garden in The Sims. That'll probably never happen because honestly, who has time to take care of a garden like this? I would love to, but I'm not retired, you know? Maybe when I'm 70, this can be my garden. Okay, I've kind of gone a bit mad, but it's fine. It's The Sims, right? It's kind of what it's for. My grandma would love this garden. I'm trying to work out whether to put big trees in there or not. I love cherry blossoms. Where my parents live up north has loads of cherry blossoms and they're so pretty. I don't know if we get enough light for them. This is also like my all-time favorite tree, the Japanese maple tree, because it's so vibrant. But again, can I even grow that here? I feel like I'd have more chance with that. Wouldn't it be so nice to like look out your door and see such vibrant colors? I think so. Okay, just a few little finishing touches. It's weird. I kind of feel like there's actually no green, but there is. There's plant green, but all of the soil is now like soily soil. Okay, I think finally. I think I'm done. Yeah, I think so. Wait, let me put some more here. There's never enough. There's never enough. But yeah, if I had like literally, obviously you'd need so much time to just like sit and garden all day, and I'm not there yet. As you guys know, I do be loving plants, and I know I talk about my grandma all the freaking time, but whenever I like do anything gardening related, I'm not particularly a spiritual person, but I kind of feel close to her and I miss her, so it kind of feels quite like therapeutic, I guess. And if any of you guys have like similar experience, similar vibes, it's nice. Okay, and with that, I do think I'm done. This is where the cars go. And let me take you down my imaginary dream garden path. In fact, should I pop some things in these planters? Let's do that real quick. So, oh, the little birds cheeping away. Here is my little pie in the sky dream renovation of my garden. Will it ever happen? I don't know. I don't know if it ever would. Genuinely, this is a lot to maintain. But I love those like beautiful English gardens. When I was like looking at the designing for cottage living, I looked a lot at the like stereotypical beautiful English gardens with like these rolling sort of bushes and plants and like the little pathways going through them. And I just really loved that. And I was like, I would love a garden like that one day. Right now, we just have lawn, like so much lawn. It's not ideal. Lawns and stuff aren't great for the little bugs and the little birdies that visit your house. So I just really liked the idea of one day having a garden that was a little bit more friendly to our little native wildlife. And also like, I think a little bit more friendly and happy to people and your own mental health. I don't know. I feel happy in gardens. I feel happy in nature. And I would love it. I would love it if my garden did look like this. Hey, you never know. One day I might achieve it. If you're in the comments and you have like a beautiful, gorgeous garden that is like your pride and joy and you maintain it really well, I would love to hear about it in the comments because this just all makes me really, really happy. And it was actually so relaxing just building this in Sims. Just like literally, let's just make a big, gorgeous garden. This made me very, very happy. And I don't know, it's a bit of a different video. I hope it made you guys happy too. So there we go. There is my dream garden, my dream Sims garden on my actual real life house. Although clearly that's not me living in it. Maybe one day I'll take a picture in my garden and it will look something like this. And thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, please don't forget to give it a little bit of love in the comments below. And I will see you guys soon in another video. Bye.